So next, we have Nikhil Chandran, the founder and CEO of TILTLABS. Nikhil has seamlessly integrated emerging technologies in AR, VR, virtual production, and geospatial intelligence into TILTLABS' portfolio. He's a pivotal figure in the AVGC XR policy development for Kerala and serves as the Vice President for the Society of AVGC Institutions of Kerala. So we have the keynote titled Convergence of Tech, Spatial Computing, Geospatial, AR, VR, and AI by Nikhil Chandran, founder and CEO of TILTLABS.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Abhinav. It's a very great session, and I'm not going to talk about any deep tech or anything. I'm just going to show you a couple of show reels, talk about some of the use cases, and which you can some takeaway. And I'm going to narrate this using my own tech journey and what we do in Tilt Labs and how we adapt technologies from games, spatial computing, virtual production, AR, VR, and all using game engines. And now, how we integrate the AI and AI scopes into this by means of creating special assistants in the AR, VR space. So the topic we are going to cover is like we just give you an introduction, then we'll talk about some spatial computing and future potential and how AI going to evaluate it and real world use cases and some racing game technology and some government policies and incentives that you can adapt this kind of technologies. So Tilt Labs, I formed this almost 8 years along with my friend and partner and my classmate Muhammad Rafi almost 8 years back, and with the dream of bringing the technology art form together. And for that, we add up the game technologies. As always, all the startups, we start publishing our own games, and we never reached or we never generated any money at during that period of time because of something like we use fancy applications. As the Abhinav said, we created very big gameplays, 3D applications, etc., etc. Nothing worked out until unless we figure out like things will only work out when we integrate data intelligence into it. And we started our company with the dream of creating 1 million users to our games, and I mean the single game. So that we started. And as we are in the gaming industry, we had to adapt this machine learning, AI, and different tech at early stage itself. And it was very tough job for us to learn everything and get into that space. So now Tilt Lab is almost 90 plus employees inside Technopark and outside. There is a studio. We have presence in most of the countries. And now also we are working in early immersive technologies. Let me show you some demos and you can understand what we are coming up into the table. And I'm very proud that we are from Kerala and from Trivandrum and Technopark. Thank you, Dibu, for this opportunity. So these are the several applications and games we built long back with the help of our employees and staff. We have a bunch of game designers. We build this kind of game for different customers as well in-house. Our dream is to publish this to Play Store and App Store and get $1 million, million users to reach. But it was very tough job for us to create such a games. So we have to find service projects so that we work with. This was one of the first project which we done with Kerala government. It's called Traffic Guru, not this one, the previous one. The game which we did for them is to create Kerala locations and create a small racing game for traffic awareness. And this one in 2016, I think, from best gamification award from Abu Dhabi government for the Kerala police. So that's our start, and we build a lot of almost 45 games to figure out that data is the right candidate to make our dream come true. So finally, to make our $1 million users or million users, what we did is like we studied user pattern, the behavior, how they play games, from which genre they play games, which level they like. Even we don't like that particular level. If a user, most of the users say that kind of game plays they required, we always opt in for the user suggestions. And we also added different intelligent platforms to make the decisions correct based on the user interactions. That's how we created this most revolution run with the help of a publisher. We created 1 million users and still growing. Similarly, we have multiple games across the Play Store and App Store to deliver the solution. And we are very happy that from the place like Kerala, we reached a point where 1 million users in the gaming ecosystem. And it's very hard to reach specific selections. And this is only because of the ML or AI, data intelligence. In that time, we don't call it as AI, but it's mostly in the data intelligence segment. But we don't stop there. We adapted AR/VR technologies. We imported first VR headset from the UK, Oculus Rift, the tethered one. We start building enterprise users. Initially, we start build games. Again, as an entrepreneur, we have to fail before we become successful. We figure out like game is not going to create any kind of value in AR VR space. The enterprise does. We started creating this kind of workforce training simulations along with a concept called Triple E, engage, exercise, and evaluate, connected with other technologies like LMS and other backend system. And also we applied what we learned from our gaming perspective. So we converged a lot of other technologies and what we learned and produce these kind of training simulation for our customers. And by using this, they could train their new and emerging workforces or existing workforces and also evaluate, engage them, and assess them how they perform inside the simulators. That's how we also learned work with domain expertise, not only limited to any of automotive, but also venture into aviation and understand the domain and start creating simulations. Think about now we are in a verge of adding AI prompt inside the virtual reality so that they can interact with an AI prompt and get feedbacks of indirectly. Previously, we used to have a spectator view and give a additional person into that to evaluate their aspects. But with the help of AI, we can able to engage this kind of evaluations. So healthcare is another bigger segment in AR VR, and also because of this AI adaptation. I don't want to deep dive into what tech we are using or what kind of thing. Mostly AI, we are using the standard maker concept, and also in game engines, we are using all the concepts. So here, this is a pre-medical test where we help people to train a rat lab or a laboratory from pre-medical testing. So instead of killing or by accidentally killing the rats, they use this kind of virtual reality training simulation. You see this using bare hand tracking system to interact with a virtual rat doll enabled rat, and they work on it and they get assessed and evaluated and exercised based on this input. And there will be 56 kind of procedures. Everything will get into this, and everything can be created by use of game engines, by Unity and 3D modeling stuff. So this is how the AR and VR kind of a adaptation happen in the healthcare as well. And still, we understand the potential of game engines is not limited to that. We wanted to venture into other creative area as well. So what we did is we adapted another technology called virtual production. It's basically in Unreal Engine. So we learned Unreal Engine, we created a very good team, and we started selling two aspects. One, high quality CG visuals and pre-visualization. And here what that exactly does is pre-visualization, the directors could pre-visualize entire script before they're going get into production. That's how they can save tons of monies of producers. The first movie which we did is, I think you everybody is expecting this movie, the Tomina Thomas upcoming movie called Agenda Randa Motionam. Director Jidin Lal contacted us, and we converted almost 45 minutes of script into 3D visuals. I will show a very glimpse of in from that. So it's a trailer and a previous footage. This helped the director to predict what next scene should come in, what are the aspects I should change, and he could visualize everything in a 3D world rather than just simply writing or sketching or visualizing in his mind. So this is why the pre-visualization concept we adapt. Along with that, we started creating very high quality visuals for Hollywood movies, shows, AR, VR, XR shows, and all, and by using the Unreal concept. So you can see these are all 3D animation, high quality using real-time technology. Why I am emphasizing real-time technology is like when you name real-time technology, it's all game engines, not traditional animation pipeline. Here, there will be a blueprints, coding, everything will be there to create exact pipeline to avoid repeated work. So this helped us to start into amusement park technology as well. Wonderla reached out to us asking to convert their existing roller coaster without adding any sensors, what you can do. So we integrated another concept called geospatial or spatial computing, and it's called spatial anchoring. So by using this MetaQuest and the spatial anchoring technology and the VR, we created this visual, and without adding any sensor into the existing roller coaster, they can give the experience in a shared perspective way. So from the game to the AR VR, from the backend system, and now the geospatial data, everything help us to add more value to the customers from the game engine perspective. Let's see you a BFX breakdown of a dragon, which we did inside our TILTLABS, but how we use real-time technology for this. See the quality of the footage. This is done using real-time game engines for ultra-realistic visuals rather than a traditional pipelines. And this is done because of not only the creativity, but also adding shaders using advanced programming and computation, as well as a lot of integration processes. And now we are in the process of adding more value, and we wanted to contribute to the other area of the aspects. So now we taking the spatial computing and AI together and trying to create another set of product which is used by the decision makers to create digital cities, smart cities, and also visual aspects of the cities, bringing the all cities back with the AR aspects and digital factories. So let's see how we are doing that. Before that, I want to add, how many of you know what is spatial computing? Great. So Apple redefined the spatial computing aspects. They created an umbrella term called spatial computing for all these aspects called augmented reality, virtual reality, mixed reality, 3D mapping, geospatial, sensors, and human interaction and applications. All these, they bridge together and form an umbrella term called spatial computing that put together for different aspects of humankind. So how AI is going to add value to the spatial computing? So AI enhance user experience. Previously, when people wear the headset, the interaction will be like it's not automated. It's like a simple chatbot. Now, because of the AI, we can give them a prompt very quickly and response and give them as per their intention. And AI reduced spatial mapping error by 70%. To create digital cities and digital factories, we need to create maps. So from the satellite 2D map to 3D, we need advanced deep learning AI system to do that. I will show you how we do that. and also improving predictive analysis. How if you have a $100 million or a 10 crore rupee, something like that, if the government wanted to put your pharmacy across a specific area, they can they can start putting and create 3D map and lay out where to put in exact way. So here is an example. It's a common problem in Trivandrum where our government will dig a hole and lie pipes, but they forgot where to exactly there. So we created using geospatial intelligence and for under utility detection. So we use GIS data mapping and AR so that the construction workers can hold the iPad or the glasses and they can see what laid inside in underground, and they can dig properly or they can avoid destructing that. So suppose we wanted to do this is from Google. Our demo can't show here, so I just took from Google. So this is a geospatial demo from Google. You can create or bring back the all city look by augmented reality by geospatial intelligence. So here you go to Padmanabha Shomi Kshetram and just point your phone, and his whole look will come up by augmenting information. So the next problem, as I said, which we are trying to solve is we want to build a product which help decision makers to create better cities, factories using spatial computing and geospatial intelligence. So let's talk about digital twins of factories. So how we create it. So our friend told us like the 3D models of factories and countries and locations and maps are very important for any kind of geospatial data or geospatial application. For that, again, the drone technology become prominent now. They are used for mapping, and that will help us to create very photorealistic map by different photogrammetry or a lidar kind of a thing using another tool called reality capture, which is also a game engine technology released by Epic Games. And we can also create the maps using satellite data. There is a company called blackshark.ai where we buy maps from them, or the Maxa, where satellite 2D images can be converted to 3D and data can be projected on top of that. So I am going to show you a simple example of digital factory oil rig. Here, entire oil rig is point cloud is generated using terrestrial scanning and drones, and we use advanced technologies to convert to 3D, and we pinpoint each and every hotspot, and user can interact with it. We can also see what is the data or data from the server side and bring back to the extraction processes where how the process is happening inside using dynamic animations and lot other stuff. This will help the factories to train their existing employees or new employees with the new processes, also demonstration for their customer visit and lot of other open areas. And these also have a large LED panel, a command center way where they can interact with 3D model and each and every object, and they can see what happening in that area, why is happening, and what is the parameters. So this is kind of a digital factories that we are trying to develop in TILTLABS by using game technologies. I will tell you in detail. They have only allowed me 15 minutes, so I will complete and get back to you on this. So now, after factories, we wanted to create something called, it's a common terminology, like there is a concept called 15-minute cities. Are you aware about that? 15-minute cities? So it's like if you walk or cycle from a specific point from your home, you should get everything what you need for living, medical, hospitals, everything. How your decision makers, how your mayors, or how your chief minister, or how your government authority is going to plan these kind of cities. They need advanced maps and data, private government data, also public data, to mix both and predict it. So they can create the 3D models using satellite information like this. These are all 3D models created from satellite maps, and or they can plot into a 3D ecosystem and highlight and see what is the weather condition. They can simulate whether it's going to rain how the rain going to affect, what is the flood going to happen, several case studies. So this is how the digital cities is going to plan, where this building is right to, and whether you have to allocate the permit for this building because the height is too high or low, etc. So there are a lot of use cases to urban planning, development, and constructions. Assume you're wearing a Apple Vision Pro or a Oculus Quest, and you are in the top boss building, and you are a mayor of a city or a decision maker of a city or an IAS officer, and this, because of the geospatial data, it will point you what is going to happen that specific area and what is happening. And if you plot the TomTom traffic data, how the city is going to perform, and you can open up a large command center and he can take the decision very accurately rather than scrolling up the papers or scrolling up the windows segment. So that's what kind of a decision making tool TiltLabs is making. So it could be collaborative, it could be single operated, and it could be tabletop, or it will be in a wall command centers. So by using this, by using the government private data and the public data, we can ask the 3D models what is happening in your city, how and when is going to happen, and where is going to happen. This information is quite enough for any. I think our politicians are great, and they are very good decision makers. If we give them a right data at their front, they can take a right call. So that is why our dream to bring such kind of products from Kerala to the world. So we created a prototype using Seattle data, and Seattle data, they have awesome aggregation of all set of data, and we use Google CCM and Tiles and Google Earth, and we plotted all the information here. And now people can interact with the city and have different plot and assessment. That's how they can start predicting, and that's all they can plan. So if a organization is ready to spend a CSR fund, they want to allocate to schools, how many schools they can make in specific city and where it is required, how many people is staying in specific area, and what is their spending and authority. So so this is Google Earth data, and we use satellite as well. The previous one you see is the satellite one. So that's the product which we are trying to build. And as our friend said, the training of this kind of digital models or digital city is a huge task and huge fund requirement. So this, as of now, it's self-funded. We are trying to raise funds, so more updates is about to come. So there are a lot of things to learn, more stuff. So we'll keep you posted about this product. And by using this, we just talked about the convergence of different technologies together, like AR, VR, AI, and many other technologies, and computation, drones, map, satellite. So this is how the products of this era is trying to formulate. It's not only because of one specific tech, it's about converging much tech together and produce a result for the humankind, for the better living. That's what we are trying to do at TiltLabs. So I want to show you some statistics, and then I will close and I will open for the QA. So because of the Apple Vision Pro, before there was headsets, even Apple Vision Pro, even if it's not a consumer grade devices, there are meta devices are there, but it's elevated the overall adoption of this kind of tech in the industry. So in education, in gaming, healthcare, I don't want to go into deep into statistics because I have less time. But by projecting this to you, I think people have to work on this kind of tech, because TiltLabs work started is, again, we want more people to come together to produce various use cases. There are a lot of use cases has to be solved using these kind of technologies. So apart from that, I want to emphasize, previously our parents would say that gaming is a sin. Don't do gaming. It's ruin your life. But in India, its trending is entirely changing. Every parents wanted to know what is gaming. The overall gaming ecosystem, esports, game development, game application development, everything is changing in very good prospects. So there are a lot of grants and funds, even from our government, from the foreign governments. So those who wanted to start developing games or game related ABGC XR solutions, a lot of potential available. I think we are trying to use them as well. I think you have to use these kind of grants and incentives to get started with this kind of technologies. Even I'm part of SAIC. SAIC is a society of ABGC XR. Even Debu, me, and all was the part of ABGC XR policies definement. So here we are trying to put these kind of incentives. Those who are coming, animation, VFX, games, or extended reality application, we are projecting that there will be good support from Kerala government as well. So I'm not the authority to do say that, but these informations are public now. You can check. And also recently there are a lot of articles posted, like how many jobs you're going to create in this AVGC XR segment in using this kind of tech. And also I heard before the election there was one very video released by Narendra Modi about esports. Also they said that they are going to cement the gaming ecosystem in India. So there are a lot of potential available, so you guys can also explore in this area. And nothing much. Thank you. And if there is any questions, please. Yes. There are different aspects. There are conversions are available. So then sometimes if AI, it will take 2 to 3 weeks based on the square kilometers. If it is even if it is AI generated, we have to do a lot of manual work. That will take again weeks, sometimes months. So if you see the factories, 6 months. It's a huge area. So once you're done, we have the 3D model, and we can start integrating data onto it. We are trying to reduce the time of creating these 3Ds by different aspects, like implementing terrestrial scanning, LiDAR, satellite. We have to and photogrammetry using drones. So tech has to evolve, but as of now, it's taking a little bit of time.
How much is the cost for any company for modeling their system? Like if it is an university, how much it is going to the cost to model in a digital
Universe?
University.
Yeah, it depends. I can't tell the numbers now, but it depends upon the square kilometers you have to put together. It's all about the square kilometers you wanted to bring into the 3D world. And there is in universities, I suggest you to check virtual tour. Even students can run. There is one thing called 3GS, 3D Gaussian splatter, where you can take 360-degree videos and put this AI algorithm. It's another AI, but you need a lot of computation. I think your college schools have it. Just pass through it, you will get a 3D, but you need to polish. That's it.
Last year, Kerala government announced something which you mentioned, a virtual tour around Patna Swami Temple. Are you guys involved in that one?
We have done something. It's not virtual tour. It's I can comment on that because if you ask, we have consulted. Yes.
Okay, but not that specific example. If it is a project like that, can you do it just with the satellite data? And
that is no need. The satellite is always expensive. You can't just order a small space, and you need to contact Maxar, or there is less people who provide this kind of data. So it will take. You can scan the whole space and you can convert a photogrammetry. It's like you can even use a 360 Insta 364 is very powerful. It's awesome. Converted the from video you can create 3D world.
So like how you create the data, like real time data in 3D models? Like
It's not real time. It's you have to convert the 3D data first.
like all these things are like going to take data from our sensors or anything.
Yes, that is protocols. Like to integrate with the HMIs and other IoT sensors, that is all protocols. There is standard protocols for any this kind of interactions, like from this transfer data, IoT protocols are there. Anyway, I will around. We can discuss. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the integration of AR, VR, IoT, and other technologies, that was fabulous, Nikhil. Thank you so much.